Hi, welcome to RAIT 301 Sectional Anatomy. I'm Gina Sens. I'll be your instructor for this course. I wanted to go over a little bit about the course and then also the site navigation so you'll be a little more familiar when you start working your way through the modules. You'll notice in this course, I have taken this course over from another instructor. I've been teaching it about a year now, and I have most of the lectures in my own recordings, but I'm still working my way through some of them. All of the image reviews will be done by Maria Radvillas, and there may be one or two lectures towards the end of the quarter that I have still not been able to completely transfer over to my own. So you may notice those things as you go along, but I'm trying to get through those before you get to them at the end of the quarter. So in order to get started here, we have the navigation bar on the left-hand side, and you'll have all of the links that are important for you here along the side. This is your landing page, so recent announcements will pop up here, and then also each week there's a summary to-do list, and I will put the information for that week and things that you need to check off for the week right here on each page. Sunday night, usually late, I'll change it over for the following week. One of the first things that's really important is for you to change your notifications. So if you go over here to your account and click on that tab and then go to notifications, you'll see some choices here when this pops up of how you want to be sent information. You can have a daily summary, have it notify you right away, or wait and send everything in a week. And you have options such as your cell phone number, your email address, and the ways that you would like to be sent information. For things such as announcements, you probably want to get those fairly quickly. We have had issues in the past with things such as Examity, which is our online virtual proctoring system, and eAnatomy, which is one of the tools that you'll use to review anatomy online. And if we have issues with those, I like to let you know right away. Sometimes I'll extend a due date for either an assignment or an exam, and it's good for you to know that so you have more time to study. So take a look at the notifications and set them up in a way that works for you. I'm going to go back to the main page here now. And we'll take a look at some of the other options here for this course. You'll notice most of the things that you need to get to are under modules. And the first module is a Let's Get Started module. Welcome and Let's Get Started. And you'll need to complete everything within that module before you're able to move on to the other modules. So you'll have the syllabus and quiz. Syllabus and quiz is not difficult. It's meant for you to review the syllabus and make sure you understand the information and the expectations for the course. There's a quiz within the soft chalk lesson, and they're not hard questions. You can take it as many times as you need to get your 10 points. I just want to make sure that you understand the expectations and the grading system. I do not accept late assignments, and I don't accept you taking a test late. It's actually not an option, and even if you wanted to, unless you let me know well in advance. The best way for you to take a test at a different time, if there's some family emergency or something that comes up for you, is to do it through a alternate proctor, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And there's other information that I want you to take a look at here. The course schedule at a glance gives you all the information for the entire course. There's some study guide instructions and just a few other little bits of information that you need to take a look at. And then also there is a student introductions, and this is where I would love to have you do a video recording if you wouldn't mind. If you're absolutely dead set against that, I do understand, but it is a good way for us to get to know each other. It's part of the reason why I created this video for you. And then also the Examity setup. So I want you to set up your online virtual proctoring system. I want you to put your information into the computer. I will be uploading all of your names into the database for them so that they can put you in, and then you'll be able to log in and set up your account through them. And there is a proctor quiz just to let me know that you have done that. Once you have taken care of all of those items, then the week 1 module and the rest of the weeks will become available to you. So going back up here to the top, there are some other links on the side. This is the Examity link, and we'll give you more information about that Examity proctoring system, and you'll be able to go right directly to the Examity site through here. You can also get to other parts of the course, your assignments and quizzes and discussion groups, all through this link. I think the more time that you spend online and the more time that you work through the discussions and interact with your peers, the more that you'll get out of this course. It is a difficult course to do online. I will let you know that ahead of time. It's different than being in a course where you can discuss things with other students. If you want to create a study group, you're more than welcome to do that. If some of you live in the same area, that's a great way for you to study, is to get together with other people and try to explain where you find the anatomy in the body to each other. That's really very helpful. Or just grab somebody at home to study with as well. You can always tell them about the anatomy and where to locate something, and that's helpful too. Flashcards, 3x5 cards, I find helpful as well. So then I want to show you a little bit about the library. We're going to be going over this in a little bit more detail in another video, but I'm going to go to another tab up here on the top. And if you go to Bellevue College's main webpage and then log in through Canvas, it may require you to log in later on the line if you haven't already, but you can also just log in to begin with. And then if you go to the library, and then to databases, this is where you're going to find Netters and eAnatomy, and those are the two best tools that I find for helping you study anatomy. So the eAnatomy is here, and then Netters is here, Netters Atlas of Human Anatomy. So those are the two places that you'll want to look at when you're studying online. So going back to Examity for a moment, Examity is our online proctoring system for tests and quizzes, and all of your tests and quizzes will be taken this way unless you ask me to set up an alternate proctor. The Examity will ask you to go through certain steps. You'll need to provide them with an ID that you can show them. You'll also have to have a working webcam and a working audio recorder of some sort, either a microphone. You might have one built into your computer already, same with the webcam, or you might have separate devices. In terms of the webcam, it is helpful to have a separate webcam, only because when you are asked to show your desktop for Examity, if you have a full desktop computer and you have the webcam that's built into the screen, you're having to tilt your entire screen down and show them your surrounding area, and it can be very difficult if you have a big bulky computer, whereas if you have just a little portable webcam, you're able to move that around fairly easily and show your workspace. So that's something to keep in mind, and when you walk through the steps of setting up your Examity account, you'll be able to see how that will work. And then if you want to do an alternate proctor, then you would let me know that several weeks in advance, and your local library is a good option for that, or a medical library is also a good option. Bellevue College has alternate proctors, and there may be fees involved for some of those, but you'll have to check with your individual sources to see what fee might be involved. Generally, at libraries, they don't charge you anything, but we need to set it up in advance. I need to send them an email, and they need to respond so that I know for sure that they're planning on you coming to do your exam with them, and then they need to also let me know the time that you have requested to do the exam, just so I am aware of that. When you're doing the exam through Examity, however, you're able to do it 24 hours a day within the time frame that the exam is open. So if it's open Monday through Sunday, you have Monday morning at midnight through Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. to schedule the exam. And as long as you have scheduled that more than 24 hours in advance, there is no fee. If you get behind and you schedule an exam Saturday afternoon for Sunday morning, then there'll be a $5 fee. At least that was the fee the last time I checked with them, was $5. So keep that in mind as well. In terms of your assignments, it's a good thing to practice uploading your assignments. For the drawings that I'm going to have you do, sometimes when you scan them in, they'll scan in sideways or upside down, and there will be a point taken off if they're scanned in that way. So practice uploading them. You can always email me and say, did this scan come through okay? I want to make sure that I'm going to get full credit for that portion of it, and I'll take a look at it ahead of time as long as I have the time to do so. I am often kind of scrolling through the assignments ahead of time anyway, and I will usually in the first couple of assignments send you an email if I notice something's not quite right. I try to give you a little bit of a heads up. So, but if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Canvas email is the best way to get a hold of me because I get those sent directly to my email immediately. If you have not gotten a hold of me, if there's something wrong with Canvas and it's down for a little while, then you can email me at my Bellevue College email address, and that is posted online in the syllabus as well, gina.sens@bellevuecollege.edu. I've also included my phone number. I am not on campus all that often. It's pretty rare that I'm on campus, so we can also do Skype calls if we need to, or we can do FaceTime, or some of the other options that we have for virtual conversations, even just a phone call if needed for you to clarify something. And then I think the only other thing I wanted to mention about calling is if you do call, please leave a message. There are so many solicitors these days. If I just see a phone number pop up on my screen, I won't necessarily call it back. But if you leave me a message, then I know who you are, and I will definitely call you back. So please keep that in mind. Other than that, I just want you to enjoy the course. It's a lot of information, and I have front-loaded that information. So you have more to do up front, but then towards the end when you have the 2 exams, the last exam and then the cumulative exam for the entire course, you have a little bit more time to study. So I understand it feels like a lot of work right up front, but that kind of gets you into it, gets you into the groove of studying, and then it gives you just a little bit of a break down the line when you need more time to study for this course, and I'm sure maybe some of you are taking other courses as well. So please don't hesitate to call or reach out if you have any questions, and looking forward to having you all in class. Thanks so much.